I think buying estates and collections is like the best job ever. It's seriously a treasure hunt every single day. I never know what I'm going to find. I never know who I'm going to meet. I never know where I'm going to be. Today, I'm in Glendale, Wisconsin. I'm at a condo. Someone is being moved to assisted living, and I'm working with a company that actually does the senior relocation. So they give me a call from time to time to come take a look and see if there's anything in the house before they, basically move the person completely out. And so I'm here today looking for mid-century stuff, looking for vintage stuff, retro stuff, things that will fit my shop's aesthetic. All right, so we're in the condo now. I got a tour of the entire condo. It's basically a two-bedroom, living room, dining room, kitchenette, little live-in kitchen or dine-in kitchenette. Is that how you say it? Like where it's kind of built in, like open concept. So, anyways, I'm gonna start in the very back room. He told me he didn't, the guy that's actually doing the transition move for them told me he didn't go through all the drawers. So I'm gonna definitely check to make sure I'm not missing anything. First thing I grabbed was the advertising letter opener. I thought that was pretty cool. Also found the phone that was in this drawer. I like that kind of stuff for staging. I don't necessarily buy that kind of stuff to resell. Can you resell it? Yes, you can definitely resell it. But for me, I like it better for staging. This bedroom setting here is absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately, one of the family members, they want the bedroom set, so I can't get it, but I will make the best of the situation and try to find things that I know will fit into the mid-century aesthetic of my store. Although this is not necessarily mid-century aesthetic. I think in a video before I said that you always find triple beam scales in vintage homes, and sometimes you find smaller ones. Here's another scale. So I don't know what was going on in this house. Maybe they just liked it for decor. But I'm hoping somebody else likes it for decor. I mean, you can do whatever you want with it, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna keep digging through this room. We've went through kind of, just the one dresser and the dresser drawers on that one. I thought this pin cushion would have been something, but it's nothing that I want. Could it be something? Yeah, possibly. I love stuff like this. Anything that's like hand carved, I'm always looking for stuff like that. It just feels better to me. It's not a man-made collectible, is what we call them. That's a shoehorn that I put over there that's hand carved. So we're gonna go through all the drawers in this one just to make sure that there's nothing that I'm missing. Before I got here, the guy that runs this company that does the moving, he had to sort through everything to make sure that the family and the person he's moving could see everything that's being moved. So he's kind of went through and pulled things out that he's thought that that I would potentially be interested in. So some of the rooms, when you go in them, you'll see things kind of stacked on shelves or stacked on tables, or even in this instance, you'll see some stuff laying on the bed. And that's basically things that he thought that I would potentially want or be interested in. So I'm gonna hop over here to this jewelry box, and I do buy costume jewelry. I buy gold, I buy silver. I used to own a pawn shop, so jewelry is still a very big part of what I do. I don't sell a ton of it. I'm kind of like, I guess, a hoarder of jewelry, fine jewelry and costume jewelry. I have tons of silver, I have gold, and I definitely have a lot of designer jewelry. Look at this box. The box caught my eye, and I can't wait to open it up. And it's like, yeah, this is perfect. This is a perfect gift for somebody, like a gag gift for somebody that's super fancy for their office. And here you go, the executive pencil box with this big ass pencil in it. So I want to just do a quick recap so you can kind of see the stuff that I pulled out of the first room. No big home runs, but it's all stuff. I did find this in the closet. Some Shriner stuff, so that's kind of cool. Stuff always sells. And this is basically my haul from the first room. My executive pencil box, that's like my favorite piece. It ain't the most valuable, I'm sure, but I do love it. I didn't find many clothes, a couple hats, and the swimming trunks, the Mickey Mouse swimming trunks. The blanket was pretty cool. Oh, new old stock. I love anything new old stock. It doesn't really matter what it is. If you can find old stuff in the box, you got to take it. Like, that's just You just got to. All right, so I'm in room number 2. Again, you can see that he's kind of pulled a bunch of stuff out. I'm still going to dig through some of these boxes to make sure that I'm not missing anything, like this tablecloth and any other tablecloths that I can find in here, especially with color on them. Are there other ones that sell? Oh, obviously. When you watch my videos, I want people to understand, this about me is that I'm not always out here just looking for things that I can just resell for profit. I buy with very strict and how can I put it? Like I curate. I curate for my space. I curate on the things. I curate based off the things that I like. The things that you see me buy, they don't necessarily mean that they're incredibly valuable. It just means it's something that I know has some kind of value, and it also catches my eye to the point where I feel like I would like to have it in my store. You will also see on my video, me finding things that you can stick online. You can stick on eBay, so you may hear me say BOLO, and that literally just means be on the lookout for, that particular item. So if you ever see, that in one of my videos and it says BOLO in the title, or you hear me say BOLO, it's basically just saying, be on the lookout for this kind of item. So this room seemed to be a lot of clothing and purses and things of that nature. So there's my pile of purses. I'm not this picker that's just stuck in one area. Like I know kind of a lot about a lot of stuff. Like these are Aurora Borealis glass or crystal beads. And this is the thing about reselling. It's like if you want to be sustainable, you can definitely dive into one area and focus on that one particular area. But I've been able to, be sustainable for the last 20 plus years by kind of knowing a little bit about everything and then just developing my skills over the time, based off of, knowing a little bit about everything. Next room, starting my pile again. So you saw right there, the first piece was the tray. I'll grab this eyeball lamp. This piece right here is sterling silver. It's marked on the bottom. It's not incredibly heavy, but I'm hoping that it's a cool enough pattern that it will still generate some decent money. Something like that, I'll probably stick that one on eBay. This one too will probably be something for eBay, not so much for my shop. So again, you're going to get a variety of content when you're watching me shop, because I'm not just buying for my store, but I am also buying for eBay. So some of the stuff that you see on here, can you stick it on eBay? Obviously you can. You can stick it on Etsy. You can stick it on Poshmark. You might do better off actually sticking it on Facebook Marketplace, where you don't have to pay shipping. That piece right there is definitely going to my shop. I'm unsure exactly who the maker is. I think it is made in Italian. I'm pretty sure it's an Italian made piece. So the room I'm in right now is kind of like the dining room. And again, he kind of sorted through a bunch of stuff and put this table up in the middle. And, I'll go through each piece to see if there is something of interest. This paperweight is signed on the bottom, Gibson, and it also is dated. I saw these, the knife and spoon set. It just has a very cool mid-century modern look to it. Definitely something that'll go into my shop. I wanted to make sure it wasn't something like Dansk or anything like that, because that would be a little bit more valuable. All the way in the back of that shelf, you wouldn't even have thought this would have been back, kind of tucked away, especially with like these figures that don't even really match what's going on. But this is definitely a piece that will look absolutely amazing in my vintage shop. As I turned around, I noticed this glass that's on the floor. It's got this 6-point star on it. Very much, Jewish heritage. The house that I'm in, this was a Jewish woman. I love the colors on this set. I don't know who the maker is. I'm kind of on the fence about it, but I kind of think I'm going to take it just because I don't know when I'm ever going to get a chance to see another one. So if anybody is watching this video and knows any information on that set that I just showed, it's all glass. It's got, the 6-point star, looks like in cobalt blue. If you know anything about it, please drop it in the comments. Let me know. I did notice these Coca-Cola trays. They appear to be reproductions. I mean, they're in just too good a shape. I'm not finding a year on them anywhere either. So I don't think these are legit vintage ones, so I'm going to pass on them. If they were legit vintage, I might have just screwed up. So that's the beauty about vintage stuff. You don't know everything. So Eric the Vintage Hunter might have just screwed up. New old stock again, just on time. Definitely going to take that. So this is my pile right there. You saw the little magazine rack. That was pretty cool too. All right, so I'm going to dig into this table now, see if there's anything here of interest as I'm going through it. The guy that runs the company wanted to show me one of the Jewish things that was in here. He's like, this is for your Jewish clients. They would know exactly what this is. So if you know exactly what this is, because my ass really can't even remember what he said. So yeah, if you know what that is, please go ahead, drop it in the comments for me. Look, he even gave me a little demonstration. It wasn't gonna sell me. He be trying to sell me on stuff all the time. But here's the thing, like as a buyer, you never have to sell me on anything. Like you don't have to come in and be like, hey, look at this. You know, you gotta look at the details on this. Let me show you this. Like you just don't have to do that to me. Like I am definitely if it's something I'm interested in, I'm gonna go after it. You don't have to tell me about it. That black Tiffin vase was pretty cool, but I don't sell that stuff in my shop, and I don't like to ship pottery unless it's something of substantial value. So I'm gonna pass on that. I did see something back there, and it's this Viking glass bell. I don't sell a lot of bells, but Viking is definitely of the right time period for my store, so it definitely is gonna go into my pile. I wanted to get into that room because, like I said earlier, they are packing things up, and a lot of this stuff is, you know, kind of in the way of what they have going on. So I wanted to hit that room over there really fast, so you know that she can continue packing that space, because I was kind of the hold up over there. So moving back along over here, I'm gonna dig through this box of brass. These candlestick holders right here are absolutely amazing. The rest of the box is full of more brass candlestick holders. Honestly, I think it just makes sense to take the whole box. I'm not gonna pick and choose which ones I want to take, because with brass candlestick holders, you can literally display all of these and people can either buy one or buy them all. And also they are definitely something you can stick online. So brass candlestick holders, you got to grab those too, right? You know, I did grab the beer signs. The ham sign was the rare one out of the two. These decanters, I've never seen the two that were like women. They look like, you know, black Americana, which is kind of weird. I've never seen those. Anyways, moving on over to this doll. It's all, I think this is composition. I think that's what they call it. And I was going to check the back for a name, because usually that's where they put the names on the neck of dolls. So if you're ever trying to figure out who's the maker on an old doll you have, check the neck. My goal is to always make sure I'm not missing things that I would potentially be interested in for my shop. It's not necessarily, again, making sure that I'm, you know, like you're going to see things that you probably can make money on that I don't know about. That's the thing about the vintage and antique world, is it's impossible to know everything. So you may see things that, you know, you're like, hey, he just missed that, he can make money on it. Just realize that when I say I don't want to miss something, it's more or less around, I don't want to miss the things of interest for myself that would be really cool for my shop. Again, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're of substantial value. I love this tray, by the way, like the colors on it. These old liquor bottles, the miniature ones, they can definitely be worth some money. If you can find, you know, certain ones, the 100 proof things are usually the ones that have some kind of value. That's the ones that are people going to be, you know, kind of looking for. I found some more costume jewelry to kind of pick through. I'm not finding anything in this house that has like precious metals, so no gold, no silver, no platinum, no diamonds. Most of that stuff has probably already been removed from this house, but you know, it is not uncommon to find gold and silver in these homes when you're picking through them, just because, you know, it's a lifetime that people live in homes and things get, you know, mixed in with other stuff. So I am going to dig through this box a little closer off a camera, just because it's a lot easier to do it with two hands, just to make sure I'm not missing anything, you know, of substantial value like gold or silver. All right, so now I am in the kitchen, and there's some dishes here, not a ton of stuff on the table of interest for myself. the silver plate stuff. I thought these antlers might have been kind of cool, but as I opened it up, I'm like, I don't think I need that stuff. So nothing on the table for me, but there is some stuff inside of the kitchen area that I saw of interest, and it is some glassware. How many people had those? Those are like super classic right there. They're heavy as hell. The Golden Peaks, super iconic mid-century glass. So we're taking all of that glass that was on the counter, and this is my haul. This is everything I pulled out of there. Should I do another video where I can do a recap on some of this stuff? I did find these right before I was getting ready to leave, so that was like the super duper bonus because they're original and they're absolutely amazing. That's my favorite word to say. Amazing. I love to find amazing stuff.